Good morning everyone, welcome to our Wednesday instalment of Hunky Dory Craft TV. My name is Rebecca Monks and I will be your host for this amazing hour full of crafty goodies. It is Wednesday Wonder today. It's a brand new show that we've launched for 2022. We're really excited to bring you some awesome deals, some really nice crafty goodies, and get some real sort of in-depth demos. Speaking of demos, in our demonstration station, we have our lovely Kat.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Yeah, ready to
do some crafting. Yeah, I'm in the mood today.
Brilliant, amazing. We are really excited to have Kat with us in the demonstration station today. Yeah, we've got really good show for you guys today. But first of all, let's kick off with our Win It Weekly. Okay, so kicking off with our Win It Weekly is our Moonstone Dies Wheel Surprise. These are incredible. You get the 4 different stamp sets here. We've got our sort of gumball pick a prize toy machine. We've got our cute animals with the balloons and the bubbles. Shall I go on to this one? It's a bit easier, isn't it? We have got our, oh, this one's so cute with a little plane, and our video games machine there as well. You get the Moonstone die, which will allow you to make your own concept cards. You just give that little wheel a spin, and you get your Bradlettes included with this as well. We have got 3 winners this week. Each prize is worth $35.98. So if you want to be in the chance to win this amazing bundle of Moonstone dies and stamps, all you have to do is like and share our video and comment with the answer to the following question. Okay, so what is considered bad luck during Chinese New Year? Is it A, wearing flip-flops, B, eating porridge, or C, whistling? What do you think, Kat?
I'm a bit taken aback by those answers. Wearing flip-flops in January, February is never going to be a good thing no matter what.
No, probs not.
I can never see eating porridge is bad luck. It's beautiful stuff. I would go for whistling.
Okay.
But I could be miles off.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. We have no idea. These are very crazy random answers. You guys at home seem to know though. So keep your answers coming in. We will get those read out, and yeah, just tell us what you're up to. Tell us the last crafty thing that you bought from us here at Hunky Dory Crafts. Okay, we are gonna kick off the show. So the main part of our show, keeping with Moonstone dies actually, is our amazing cut a card hobbies dies. We have brought to you for one day only, just a Wednesday wonder, one hit wonder, the Moonstone Dies Hobbies Cut a Card Ultimate Collection. So there's 6 dies in total here. They're really fun, they're really easy to use, and they cover so many different themes in there. There's so much variety. They are on a special price of, oh, Emily's written down the savings, I can't believe it. They are on individual price. They would normally be £71.94. Now, if you're ahead and you can see the screen, they are £39. that saves £32.94, which works out at £6.50 per set. Now that is a bargain.
Absolutely.
I think they're normally £11.99. Yeah, so to get them for £6.50 per die is just incredible. Let me just move on to this camera and you can see them a bit closer. So you've got your plants and pots there. Very on trend, aren't they, plants at the moment? I'm seeing that a lot with card making. Very, very cool. The Just One More Chapter with the reading, the cup of tea. And again, you've got your sort of plants in there as well. Your Baking Essentials card with that Sending Yummy Wishes. Perfect one for paper piecing. There's loads of little sort of knick-knacky bits with the mixer and the rolling pin, spatula. Really, really cool one to do for any baking fans. Home is where the yarn is. So if you are a fan of soft crafting as well as paper crafting, this one would be perfect. I know Kat did a beautiful card when we launched these with some wools. Really mixing and matching those soft crafts with your paper crafting on that one. The Just a Note, absolutely stunning, stunning die with that gorgeous music note. Again, this one actually goes really well with our new Duo Designs paper pads that we launched yesterday. If you didn't see that, go and have a look at those. It's the Golden Melody one, and this would look perfect with it. And then for all our sports fans, I'm your #1 fan. We've got the sports and games, and we've got pretty much the main sports covered. You get your little embellishments with this one. So as well as the main cutting die here, you get the football, you get the basketball, tennis, golf, and I think this one's like a rugby or American football. You're a rugby fan, aren't you, Kat?
I am indeed, yeah, so I'd make it a rugby ball 100%.
Absolutely. I'm a football fan, tennis fan, cricket fan. Kat is working on me to get into rugby.
I'm a converter.
I'm going to be, I'm up for being converted. It sounds fun. So if you want these on the incredible price of £39, just get them now. Only today. You must add them to your basket online at hunkydorycrafts.co.uk. You can there's so many different things you can do with these dies. Snip into them, paper piece them, colour them, ink them. But you know, the best person to give us some tips and tricks is Kat. Are you ready for your first demo?
I am.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay. So as you know, these make your card. You can just pop your die on the front, cut it in, add a background, done. But as you know, we like to go a bit more detailed than that. So we're going to do today is I'm going to make a little rocker for my first card.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to take the largest of my Moonstone circle nesting dies and pop this down on a bit of our adorable scoreable. I would think this is pink wafer. It looks very pink wafer to me.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then I'm taking one of our Stitch It Nest It Circle dies.
Okay.
And then I'm going, and this is so it cuts out the die, because obviously this will just cut into your cardstock if you don't put an outer die. I'm just going to place that in there.
Yeah, it's a really good tip, that, isn't it? Like you say, it cuts into the cardstock. We'll show you the boards in a bit, but yeah, they cut into the cardstock. So you can use it on either a 4x4 or a 5x5 card blank if you just want to do that. That's fine. Or you can do what Kat's doing and use it almost kind of like a topper or something, isn't it? This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So move over to my die machine. And we'll get these through.
Amazing.
Yeah, so for this today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of paper piecing. Obviously, because of time, I'm only going to show a little bit on screen, but it's something that we don't usually get the time to show in demos, so
Definitely.
I thought it would be nice. And because our Wonder Wednesdays are a little bit more tips and technique based, I thought this would be a really good thing to do.
Yeah, if you have just got a die, if Father Christmas brought you a die cutting machine, we have got lots of, like Kat said, we don't always get the time to do that on the show. So we're showing you a few techniques, tips and tricks. Have you had a die cutting machine for years? Maybe you have. And you know, there's some of those techniques that you either forget about or you don't know. We're going to show you a real variety. You guys know and love that about Kat anyway. She always gives us such amazing demos. Oh, we've had some comments on what people have bought lately.
Ooh, anything good?
Yeah, Amanda Rudd, sorry, I can't even list them. Is that because you had a full shopping basket, Amanda? Probably. Caroline says she bought the pen set. Pauline bought the Muddy Paws set. Chris, last thing I bought from Hunky Dory was everything from the £1 shop. And lots of Peacock goodies as well that people last bought. So let us know what you bought last from us.
And I ran that through twice, as you saw there, and just look how easily that's cut. Absolutely beautiful. So just poke out those last few bits.
Oh, that looks so pretty, Kat.
It does already. Pop that on a white card.
Oh,
you're done.
definitely, yeah.
You can make these as detailed or as simple as you want. That's the fab thing about them. So before I finish, I'm going to take back our outer die that we used, the nesting one. And I've got a piece of our adorable scorable pattern packs. I think this was the Pretty Polka Dots.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use this for my background. So I'm just going to use this circle die again. So I know it's going to fit perfectly.
I think that's such a great cardstock to use because there's lots of like little dots in that moonstone die, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
Oh, Jackie Bradley's got 3 die cutting machines at home. That's amazing. 3 dies, got the big shots. I don't think I'd have the room for 3 die cutting machines.
I'm eyeing up a middle-sized one. I'm eyeing up this machine. I keep saying I'm going to do it. And I'm
Do
not
it,
going to
do it.
now. I've got a smaller one. I've got my electric cutting machine. But I think sometimes I just like something in the middle.
Yeah, I've got the MIDI at home, and Kat, you genuinely need it in your life. It's a really it's a really handy one.
Okay, so I'm just going to stick this down now. So I'm going to use our glue stick. And this is really, really handy for these little fine details that we've got on here. You've just got to work quite quick because it does like to dry.
Yeah, it does,
fast.
yeah. This is one of your favourite adhesives at the moment, Kat, isn't it?
It is. Do you know, I didn't use it for so long, and then when I rediscovered it, I was like, oh.
I think that's true. When we did that, I think it was when we did the iris folding collection. Everyone obviously got their glue stick out, and this is the one that we recommended for the iris folding. And then it's just a bit like you just fall in love with it again, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to pop this flat straight down onto here.
Amazing. Oh, that looks so cute. Oh, Karen Willis has got 6 die cutting machines at home and one in her motorhome.
Okay, that's a little bit extra.
That is amazing. Can never have too many. I love that there's one in a motorhome one as well. I love that.
That's fab. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to cut our main element again out of silver because I want to add some silver paper piecing details in here. Now what I like to do when I'm paper piecing, let me find my folder wherever I've bobbed it down, just to try and keep hold of my bits a bit more.
Okie doke.
I'm going to place this onto my silver, which I'm cutting out of.
Yes.
And then I'm going to place a bit of black cardstock underneath. And hopefully, in the hope that this will press down nicely when it cuts in, and I've hopefully hold some of my pieces in place.
Yeah, just to capture,
just to catch them.
Yeah, you do want to capture your bits because they can be a little bit small with this one.
They can,
And you don't want to, if you are paper piecing, you don't want to lose any. That is such a good tip. Yeah, they're so pretty, these dies. They're just really fun, aren't they?
They are. I just love that there's so much you can do with them. The versatility is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. You don't just have to, you know, if you are at that sort of like beginner stage and you just want to cut them out and make toppers or cut them into cards, that's absolutely fine. And I think that's what we're showing you can do. Obviously, you've gone from the start and said you can stop here if you want to, or you can carry on and sort of make it a little bit more extra, a little bit step it up. But you don't have, it depends on timing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you can see a few pieces have stayed within my die, but they're none of the bits that I'm going to need for this first step here. So I'm going to pick out the silver details. Just let me move this on here. And I just, if I can, try and keep the pieces together just because it just helps.
Definitely.
Thingy. So I'm going to take out the silver bits around the words in the banner, around the sentiment.
Oh, cute.
And there's two ways you can stick these down. For chunkier bits like this that haven't got too many fiddly bits, I'm going to use my glue stick.
Yep.
So I can get this in. This should fit in round here. And this really, really does start to make it pop. You just pop that in, give it a good press down, and go. And then we'll go in with the top bit. Do the same.
Oh, that looks really good, that.
It does really make it start to pop, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think as well, like your sentiment, you really do want that to pop, don't you? You don't want it to sort of get lost in there. And I think paper piece in that sentiment really does just, like you say, just bring it to life a little bit.
It definitely does. Now, either side of this banner here, we've got two smaller bits. So I'm going to go in. I've remembered to bring it in this week, is my Quickie glue pen. So I'm just going to run that into the space rather than trying to do it on the back of the little piece. It's easier to glue into here.
Yeah, of course.
And then you can pick them out. I'll pop that one at that edge. And I know there's another one hiding somewhere on this side. Oh, it's that gap between there and there. Is that stayed in here? See, that one stayed. Where are you? You're hiding behind my tape, that's why it stayed
Oh
in.
yeah, they do. Sometimes they do holes just behind the tape.
So you can have yourself a little game of crafty hide and seek while you're doing it. Okay, so I would do the one at the top as well, but just for timing, I'm just going to add some silver detail onto our little mixer here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's great that because on this one as well, like your spatula and your mixer, they would be like metal anyway. So I think the silver mirror really works with that.
So pop these
so
bits
cute.
in nice and quick. So on the one that I've done earlier that I'll pull in a minute, I've also picked two other shades of Adorable Scoreable just to pick out the blender detail and the little spatula and the rolling pin.
Amazing.
And I've added them in as well, but exactly the same as I've done here. Just cut them each again out of that colour and then pick out the bits you want and pop them in.
Yeah. Oh, Karen said, love paper piecing, find it so relaxing. It really is. It's one of those things like colouring, isn't it? You just add it and add it and add it and bring it to life. Maybe not with the pressures of the demonstration station, but usually under normal circumstances.
So you can see here, I'll just bring this one in and I've just gone in. I've added some silver details again onto the blender and into that top one.
Ooh.
And I've added the lovely, green minty colour into the blender. So I've kept it simple. I've only used 3 colours, but just enough to make it pop. So going back to this first circle that we cut, the larger one, all I'm going to do to make this a rocker card is fold this in half and pop it on.
Yeah.
Now you could bob this onto your scoreboard, but trying to find the centre point of a circle always drives me mad.
Yeah,
so
same.
I'm going to cheat slightly. And just fold it over till it meets and just pinch the edges. Now at this point you could pop it onto your scoreboard just to get that really, really crisp line, but because it is our wonderful, adorable, scoreable cardstock, you can just burnish this down now.
Definitely,
and you still get that beautiful, lovely, clean, crisp edge. And there we go, just that's it for a rocker.
And I think because it's a circular shape, they're so good to put on a rocker card. I love that technique, Kat.
So I'm just going to take some foam pads to give it a little bit of stand out. So let me just make sure this is definitely facing the bottom, that I've got it the right way.
Oh yeah, we've all been there with rocker cards, haven't we? Stuck the wrong side.
You end up with a wonky rocker.
Yeah, no, let's have a rocking rocker today.
And then just line this up where you're happy with it. Pop it down.
Oh, that's so cute.
Get my mess out the way. And there we have a lovely little...
Oh, I love that. Oh, give it another little rock. Perfect. I love those pastel colours as well in there. It looks so perfect. Thank you so much, Kat. What a great demo. I can't wait to see the rest. I'm so excited. Kat always does the best demos and we have such a laugh together on here. It's great. I'm so excited. If you want to see those again, the dies that we have, today only they are £39 for the bundle, working out a saving of £32.94. So we've got these boards, and these are, if you want to try something really, really simple and just cut them out onto your card blanks. So we've got some 6x6 card blanks here with some adorable scoreable or an insert in the middle just so it's not completely white and you really see those designs. So if you want to do something really clean and simple, you absolutely can. So here we've got the Sending Yummy Wishes that Kat has just demoed for us, and the home is where the yarn is, the knitting one. I think, yeah, you can see those balls of wool on there. And then we have got the other one here with the Just a Note, so the music note one. Absolutely stunning, that die cut there. Maybe pop some parchment behind, some nice, maybe some of our pattern parchments that we've launched recently. And then the sports one, You Are My Number One Fan, and it has got those embellishments there as well. You've got the trophy and the really cool sort of star details there. There is so many different techniques that you can try with these, and Kat is going to be showing us 2 more. I think we're going to read out some of our craft hacks, aren't we, Emily? Amazing. Okay, so these are the crafting hacks that you guys have sent us in, and we are always after new craft hacks, so keep your tips, tricks, hints and hacks coming in. I'm surprised I didn't get tongue-tied there. Use an old sweet tub as a desktop bin. Yeah, I have so many desktop bins, it's ridiculous, definitely, and they're so much fun to make as well. What's the next one? Oh, Maggie Smith. I use a spectacle lens cloth for gently rubbing off glue marks, especially on Miri card. Yeah, Miri is very forgiving for wiping glue off, but that is a great tip, definitely. Use lint rollers to pick up glitter. Yeah, use a lint roller to pick up glitter. That's from Chris Smart. That is a good tip. Glitter is, yeah. It's
anti-gilding flakes from the other day that we used as well. It's brilliant for picking them up.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're so cheap as well. If you've got lint rollers at home, like with your kitty cats, definitely use it for your glitters and everything. Is that all our tips? Have we got some more? Oh, fabulous. Oh, I give fancy dies a dusting of talc before I place it on paper or card, just to help you get the cuts out. That is from Julie Stringer.
Ooh.
Nice.
Try that one.
And Erica Hoff says, I take photos of my cards, put them in an album, so when I lose my mojo, I just have to look at it for ideas. I do exactly the same thing. Yeah. I've got a Pinterest board full of cards that I've done, so I remember the layouts. They are great tips. Keep them coming. We always, always love to hear them. So, perfect. We are going to show you what we're going to run through now. Oh, yeah, we're going to... Honestly, we've done the boards, we've done the set. I think we're gonna, what, sorry? Card, I haven't got them, Emily. Video. Oh, the video, oh yes. Definitely, honestly, I'm so sorry. I'm clearly without my coffee today. We're gonna run through a little VT if you want even more inspiration for this set. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of inspiration on what you can do with these amazing Moonstone dies that are on our special 1-day Wednesday Wonder offer. Just for the demos that Kat does not get time to do or anything like that, you can go and look at all of those inspiration pictures on our website as well at hunkydorycrafts.co.uk. Speaking of, Kat, are you ready for your second demo?
I am.
Amazing.
Shall we go?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to do a bit of colouring in with this one. Again, it's a nice simple card, but you can really, really make it pop. So for cutting our die out, I am going to use some of our beautiful craft card. And this is just going to be a 5" by 5" card, because these cutter cards are slightly smaller, so you can make those smaller cards.
Yeah,
with them,
definitely.
But it doesn't mean that you can't make them pop. So for this bit that's going to sit on top of the card, I'm going to cut to 4.5 inches square. And I'm going to be mounting this on a little bit of white card to colour in the back. So I'm just going to take this just 1 notch under my 4.5 inches, just so I know it's not going to come over the edge.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know, Kat, just going through those crafty hacks and hints, so many people do the same as us and take pictures and write their cards down and everything. Like,
Definitely.
It's just so helpful to do that. Obviously, you can look at our Pinterest and our website anytime for lots of inspiration, but doing your own cards as well. I actually quite like to look at my Pinterest board and go back a couple of years, and I'm quite impressed with, you know, crafting is a constant journey of self-improvement, isn't it?
It definitely is. But within that journey, sometimes we forget things that we used to do in the past.
Yeah.
Because you move on to a new trend and new things, and then you look back and you think, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I
I'm
loved
need to
that
start
technique.
doing that again.
Yeah, definitely.
When I was making cards to sell, I would take pictures and I put together, like in a ring binder folder, what I called my lookbook.
Oh, yeah.
So you get a lot of people that say, well, I want a card, but I don't know what I want. So if you've got everything in one place and you can show them, you don't have to make the same card again, but it just helps people visualise the kind of things you can do.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, what a great tip. Yeah, if you make to sell, yeah, make yourself a little lookbook or a Pinterest board that you can have like on your iPad, and then take that along with you so that, you know, and so, like, you can't take everything along to your craft stalls, can you? So
No.
It's a great idea. Oh, Tracy Williams said has just had the wonderful email. My Muddy Paws kit is being delivered today before 11:30. Not long to wait.
You're going to have so much fun. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
So
that's
again,
cut out beautifully.
Absolutely stunning. So much better than my one at home. This is why I keep saying I need to get this. So we'll take that out of the way. And we'll just get rid of what the other bits that are in here that are coming absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love it when it works. It's so satisfying.
It's cut out fabulously. It's so, so pretty.
I've got everything. If I just pop it down onto my white, it should help stand out if I'm missing anything. But I think we've got it there.
A 5 by 5?
It's going to be a 5 by 5 card. This is cut to 4.5 inches, just so it's going to leave me with a nice white border around the edge. So again, let's go in with our glue stick. We'll take a little bit of scrap.
Just while Kat is gluing that down, shall we repeat the Win It Weekly question? Okay, so if you want a chance to win the Moonstone Dies Wheel Surprise Kit, there's 3 winners for this. We need you to like, share and comment. What is considered bad luck during Chinese New Year? Is it A, wearing flip-flops, B, eating porridge, or C, whistling? We will announce that in 2 days' time on our Thank Craft It's Friday show. But get your answers in, like, share and comment.
So take this around the edge. And remember, this always dries clear. You can see it on the back already drying here. So if you get a little bit on the edges, don't worry about it. It will dry. Just want to make sure I'm really, really well stuck down.
Of course.
We bring in our little piece that we've cut for colouring in. Just make sure everything's nicely patted down.
Perfect.
And again, as you can see, you can leave that like that and you've got really, really stunning image.
It looks so crisp, doesn't it?
It does. But I'm going to go in with our pencils and do some colouring. And this, again, is another fab thing to do. If you're not the most confident with your colouring,
yeah.
You've not even really got to keep within the lines, because the lines are there for you in the shape of the craft card.
Yeah, of course.
So it's really, really easy to do. So let's start with our leaves.
Oh, amazing. I just think your pencils are looking so sharp today, Kat.
And I made sure I give them a good sharpen before I
Wow.
come in. And again, this is something you want to do when you're doing something like this with intricate, like smaller pieces. Make sure you sharp your pencils nice and sharp so you can get right up to the edge.
Yeah.
And round the corners. But it doesn't have to be the neatest. Now, you know me, you can just leave that as block colours, but I like to go in and add a little bit of
shading.
Bit of shading, just to make it really, really pop.
Yeah, as you guys all know, Kat is the absolute queen of our watercolour pencils. She is amazing. So if you are looking for some tips on how to use these with your dies, this is going to be the perfect demo.
Oh, they're a bit too sharp today, these. The edges are snapping.
Yeah, they are very, very pointy.
Very, very pointy. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few little different bits all over the card just so you can see what I'm doing. Now with these leaves here, I'm going to start with yellow as my base just to add that extra bit of detail.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, leaves aren't just green a lot of the time. Like, even really healthy plants, like they do have those like yellow and orange and browns in there.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and some of these we'll get there, succulents have like purplish reddy tones in them as well.
Yeah. Oh, this is looking so good.
And this, I promise you, you can be the absolute most basic colourer, but it'll really, really make it pop.
Yeah, it really does.
Because cardstock being there does most of the work for you.
Yeah, great one to start with. If you normally if you normally avoid sort of intricate colouring or anything like that, this is a great one to start with.
So you're just building up those colours to get that definition.
Oh, I've just seen our wonderful marketing team have actually popped these pencils in the comments. They're on Super Savers.
Oh.
So.
Oh yeah, they still are from last week.
They are still on there. Yeah, we will recap some of after Kat has done this demo. We will recap some of those Super Savers for you. But these are in there. They're just $24.99 with our handbook.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. It's the perfect sort of terracotta colour, isn't it?
It is. That's it sometimes. I've learned, I mean, I must admit my mother's been telling me for years, but it's only just started to sink in. We're so good, well, as people, we look at something and we see one colour.
Yeah, definitely.
You just see a flat colour. Most of the time, there's so many other colours within that actually make it up and build it into what it is.
That's very good advice.
It's like with blacks, one of the best things that I've learned is blacks are very, very rarely black. There's blues and purples and greens and everything that make them up. So I'm just now going in with a bit of brown just to add a bit of shading on the sides. Right, let's do a little bit of detail on our books for you.
Oh, this is so pretty. I think a lot of us during lockdown as well, like really rediscovered like reading and just taking a bit of time out as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking about making this one into a bit of like a bookmark, but I didn't have any magnets on me. I thought like if you placed a little, you could put a hole punch at the top with some ribbon in, if you put it onto a card, and a little strip of magnet, and then you could sit it over your pages like a bookmark to hold your page.
What a good idea.
I know.
That would be very fancy.
So just shade at the edges, nothing fancy, just to give it that bit of depth and definition.
That is really pretty.
We're getting there. I promise I'll show you the finished one in a minute, but just trying to make the demo last a bit longer.
Yeah, of course. No, it's really great to see this sort of technique, you know, all this shading on these pencils, and I love it. I love the way you've cut it onto the craft card as well. Really, really nice.
It is. It's one of my favourite materials to use is the craft card. There's so much you can do with it.
Yeah, yeah, there really is. You're sort of doing this mug in a turquoisey colour.
I am, yeah, and I'm just going to bring in, you'll see on the finished one, the other colours we've used as well. I've kept quite a simple palette. I'm using the same colours over and over because it just keeps it.
Yeah, that's it. If you, yeah, you sort of pick, I normally pick like sort of 3 or 4 and then stick to different shades. It's quite nice to do that.
Yeah.
Just makes it look a little bit more uniform as well, doesn't it?
So I'm just going to go in and highlight the inner bits of this text. So in the top one in the pink, sorry, in the yellow, and the bottom one in the pink. And then I'm going to finish by colouring in the background all in a light blue, just to give it that thing. And with this one I'm using a really, really light touch. And I like going in tiny little circles and rubbing it round when I'm doing larger areas so you don't get any of those too sharper pencil marks.
Yeah, like your strokes, you sort of up and down, side to side strokes, definitely. That is a really, really good. Ooh!
So here's the one that I finished earlier. So you can see, I just had adding those depths of colours. But honestly, it didn't take me that long because, like I said, I've said before, the cardstock does the work for you.
Definitely.
So what I'm going to do now, just to give it a little bit more of a highlight, is I'm going in with a white gel pen. You know I love these. And you can see on your cardstock here, around these lettering, there's just some little points that have already got... Oh, come on. Tell me if... I went through all my white gel pens to find one that worked.
Oh, there we go. We've got it going. We've got it going.
Just about. Oh, no.
Oh, Jackie said, that is absolutely gorgeous, Kat. It absolutely is.
Oh, it's not doing. I was going to do a stitched edge round it, but it's failed me.
Oh, no. That's it. It always misbehaves on here, doesn't it?
It does. Now, I'm trying and it's just not coming to life. If you've got white gel pens at home and you can see in the barrel here there's loads of ink left, so you know it's not that, pop it in a little bit of hot water. And that sometimes just loosens it up and makes it start running again.
Melt any
So you'll
pesky
just have
ink.
to imagine that I've highlighted all these bits with the white gel pen, and I was going to put a nice stitch detail around to pick up on these accents that are here, but alas, it's not to be. So I will bring in my card. I'm going to pop this on some foam pads.
Oh, we've got a comment from Linda Armstrong as well. I am new to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
She has loved the £1 sale that we did. Spent way too much. Has been making cards for years. Loving this channel. Welcome to our crazy hunky dory family.
We are a little bit crazy, aren't we?
Yeah, in a good way though.
Yeah. So we tell ourselves at least.
Yeah,
anyway.
absolutely. But yeah, we always love new crafters, don't we? Like, yes, you will definitely love us. We've got loads of new launches coming. Stick with us.
So, and when we pop this back onto the white again, it just really, really makes it pop. I'm a little bit devastated that it's not got that other white detail just to do it, but, and there we go. It's a really simple card, but I think it would really, really stand out on your mantelpiece.
Beautiful.
It really, really pops.
Absolutely stunning. And to get that effect from pencils is just incredible. The colour, the pigment on those pencils is fabulous. And there's so many different things you can do. You could water it down if you want that sort of softer, more delicate effect.
Yes.
Or like you say, do loads of shading like what Kat has done. absolutely fabulous die and demo. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
We are going to get one more demo out of Kat.
Well, it's not a straightforward demo, is it?
No, it's not. So I'm going to breeze through the third part of the show and then we are going to go straight back to Kat. Please keep your comments coming in. We absolutely love them and I will try and get as many read out as possible. As I said before, the watercolour pencils that Kat was using are in our Super Savers, which we have got running alongside this week. So shall we take a look at some more offers that we've got? Oh, what a stash essential. Card blanks and envelopes, buy one, get one free. How many card blanks do we go through here, Kat?
Oh, lots
Tons.
and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots.
Tens and hundreds and hundreds and dozens and all the other superlatives. So each pack will contain 10 pre-scored cards and your envelopes to match at a buy one, get one free price. We have got our foam pad bundles. These are always so popular. Again, something that we go through day in, day out. They are half price. So it should be £16 worth of foam pads and you are going to get those for £8. We've got our Prism brush markers. Oh, I love these. I spent a lot of time with these last week and I just love them. Fell in love all over again. So you're going to get 48 brush markers in 4 different packs with the crafting handbook at half price, $34.98. Amazing. And we've got our watercolour pencils. So Kat did show you those as well. Loads and loads. They're a hunky-dory favourite. You get 48 and the matching handbook for $24.99. And to go with that, you are going to want your watercolour card. So you can do all those washes and splashes and just get really creative. The A5 size is 60 sheets. It's 300 GSM, absolute premium finish. That is $6.99. And if you want our A4 size, that is the same price at $6.99. That contains 30 sheets because obviously they are a lot bigger. So they are perfect for any watercolour pencil fans. Oh, our Matastic pattern packs, £3.99. We've got quite a few to choose from in there, some amazing bundles in there for you. And our stamping press. I did notice one of the comments, someone had treated themselves to this. If you bought the Muddy Paws stamps, they would be incredible. Or if you want to get into stamping or try some different techniques, it is incredible. This is $24.99. It's an absolute stash must-have if you want to get into stamping. It includes your 2 magnets there as well. Little books on at half price at $4.99. Some amazing ones. Absolute stash essential for your quick and easy card making. So that is all our Super Savers. So they are all on our website. Get down there. If you're adding in the Wednesday Wonder, you're going to want to add some foam pads. You're going to want to add some card blanks. Get on the website and get these deals, guys. But today we are celebrating our Moonstone Hobbies Cut a Card Ultimate Collection. So all of these 6 amazing cut a card die sets that you can do so many different techniques with. Keep it simple or step it up. I would say these are suitable beginner to advanced, really.
Yes.
You know, if you are a beginner, maybe just have a little practice, but these are on £39. So many different themes, plants, books, reading, sports, everything. We love them. Kat, are you ready for your third and final demo?
I am.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's not quite a straightforward demo. Last time on Wednesday Wonder, we did like a tips and tricks section and you really loved it. So we thought we'd bring it back to you today with tips and tricks for our Moonstone dies.
Ooh.
So the first thing, we get a lot of questions about what's the best cardstock to cut our dies from. Now, the trick is that you can cut our dies from most cardstocks. When you get your die home, there's no set rule because everybody's machines are different.
Yep.
Everybody's strength's slightly different.
Yeah.
What you like to cut from, you know, everybody has their own thing. So before you jump straight into a project, my advice would be take your new die out, get your favourite machine that you're most likely to use it with and have a play. Find
Definitely.
out what works for you. And this is where you can get your notebooks, a little bit like your lookbook and stuff that we said before, and write down, yes, with this die I'm going to need a shim. With this die it's a bit more simple, so it'll go straight through on my Mirri card and on my Adorable Scoreable, but it might need a shim with some lighter weight paper, cardstock. So just have a play before you go. That would be my number one piece of advice.
Definitely.
Now, we love our dies, but sometimes we just see die, cut it out, stick it on.
Yeah.
And we can use them in a few more creative ways. So that's what I'm going to run through a few different ideas for you today.
I'm so excited.
So the first one I'm going to start with, I've taken one of our combo dies here, just the birthday one. And I'm going to be using this. We're going to cut it out and then we're going to use it as a stencil. So I've just popped this on a bit of card.
So this is just Ink Me card?
It is just, yeah, I think this is actually topper weight.
Oh, okay, topper weight
Yeah.
card. Yeah, that's a little bit lighter than Ink Me.
It is. And that can also be a mistake that people make sometimes, is they think because it's a lighter weight cardstock, it'll cut easier.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember that if it's a lighter weight, there's not as much pressure going through your die cut machine, so that's where you might need a
shim or a piece
exactly.
of cardstock. Yeah, definitely. I love these combo dies as well. They're so useful.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got your word there, and obviously that's how we'd usually take it. We'd pop it on a card front, whatever. But there's lots of other things you can do with this. So you can, if we pop this down here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of tape, and we just need to make sure when we do this that we go back and we also ink the areas where we've already put a little bit of tape down. But just to hold it in place, I'm just going to tape this down at either side. Now it's not fully adhered to the cardstock, so we are just going to be gentle. But you can use this as a stencil then on your card. So this is great for creating faded backgrounds and stuff. So if you cut this out a few times and pop it all over, and then just gently dab over. I'm trying not to rub too much because I don't want to move the stencil around and go underneath it. Yeah,
so rather than swirling your sponge round, you're just going in with sort of gentle taps.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm just going to do this in one plain colour today, as you can see, but you could go in and make this really creative and really fancy. And the bonus is then as well, you've also got a pre-coloured die cut if you want to use it
use that
afterwards.
on another project.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely. So now just take off your little bits at the edge and make sure you catch around these as well.
What ink are you using, Kat?
This is just the Prism Shimmer ink pad, and this is in the Dusky Rose, which is one of my favourite colours.
Oh, me too, yeah.
And then when you take that away, you have this beautiful, it's almost like airbrushed effect that you get. So you can imagine that all over the back, or you could, with the combos, you get your stamps as well. So it's just really, really pretty. I mean, I just need to pop a happy on there, and you've got a little card.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But you've also got as well, don't forget, you've got your outline bit as well, so you could do exactly the same. I find a use for this. So you've got your outer cut as well. So if you stick that down and do exactly the same. I'm not going to be too careful because I just want to give you a quick idea of what you can do. But you can get that same kind of effect for building up your backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah, and if you wanted to fill in like the B and the A and stuff, you could either paper piece that, go in with like a white pen.
Yeah, absolutely. You keep the bits
really
that have cut out of your die originally and stick them back over the top. See, there's like one here. So you just go and stick that back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works. So that's another way you can use your dies. So let me move this one out the way. Another one, following on from this technique, is that, again, as I showed there, sometimes we forget about the outer bit that comes out when we cut our die out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take one of our beautiful numbers from these floral minis. And we're just going to pop this on here.
I love this. This is like 5-minute quick tips.
See, having number dies is fab for personalising cards and stuff, but with these floral ones, you might think they're a bit limiting because they've got flowers in and you're like, oh, I don't really want to use that on a boy's card.
Yeah.
But you're not just stuck to the inner number that you're cutting out, you've also got the shape that it's going to leave behind. So if we cut this out, and this can work in so many ways, we just pop this through.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, then we're doing like a little Moonstone masterclass, some hints and tricks on what you can do with all your dies at home. We have shown off our Hobbies Cut a Card collection, though you can watch us back in your own time, catch up, watch us later on Facebook or YouTube. But if you are just joining us, we're just doing some little tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your die, and Kat is showing us as many techniques as she can squeeze in.
So as you can see now, we've got our die cut in there, but if you're not wanting to use this because it's too floral, take it out, save it for another time. But now we've still got the number 2 in here. So mat and layer this, and you've still got another way of using it.
Yeah, of course.
Fabulous for doing shakers as well.
Yep.
And then if you wanted to get that extra detail, you can take your die out and then pop it back in. So there's lots and lots of different things, or cut it in another colour and then pop it back inside, a bit like the paper piecing and stuff.
Oh yeah, that.
And you get that really, really lovely effect. So don't forget the bit that you cut out from. There's so much you can do with them as well. Okay.
Of course, and such a great way to use like little scraps, like that square, that could easily just be a little scrap in your stash or anything like that.
Definitely.
So using them in this way is great.
I think I'm going to save my favourite one till last, so now we'll go on to this one. So again, I'm going in with our minis here, and of course all these techniques are versatile across our larger dies. It's just while we're doing a little hints and tips section, it's easier to show you on the smaller ones.
Of course.
So I'm going to pop this die. This is our lovely heart mini. And this one's just showing you that you're not limited to decorating them with what you cut them out of. So again, I've just got a little bit of Inkme that I'm cutting this out of here. But if you're designing a card and you're thinking, okay, I like that, but it's not quite, that colour isn't quite the right one for my card, or I want a bit more detail to it, you can obviously you can colour them in with your markers, with your pencils, you can add all that kind of detail, but you can also use your Versamark and your embossing powders and
certainly
add
can.
some really, really fun and funky detail to these as well.
Yeah, and if you haven't tried heat embossing this like ever before, make it your sort of new. I know we're in February now, so we're a bit late for New Year's resolution, but this is one of those crafts that if you want to get into it, it's so fun and so effective.
So because this is quite detailed, I'm just going to take my pokey tool just so I can hold it down in place while I go over with my Versamark pad. Give that really good coating and covering. So I've got this wow in embossing powder, and this is mercury glass, and it's quite like a silvery glitter. And this really turns your die cut into a fancy embellishment for your card.
Yeah, definitely. You know, 'cause sometimes like when you buy like sort of consumable embellishments, you know, they're quite expensive, whereas dies, and you know, you can use them again and again and again and make your own fancy embellishments.
Absolutely.
You know, embossing powder lasts ages and ages. So, you know, you don't have to, you know, if you normally buy those type of embellishments from like craft stores and things, make them yourself, just give it a go. Oh, Jackie said, I'm just starting to do heat embossing and I absolutely love it. It's quite addictive, isn't it? It's very special to watch that powder change and...
Definitely is. So, and just like you do all your other heat embossing, give your heat gun a couple of seconds to warm itself up and get to temperature. I'm just going to take my pokey tool so I can hold it in place. And just look at this come to life. Absolutely stunning. And I think with heat embossing, it makes it look more than an actual die cut then. It turns it into an actual... It gives it that depth.
Oh, that's so nice.
That decoration.
That would look lovely on like a wedding card or an anniversary.
Absolutely. And like you said, sometimes if you're making things like this for wedding cards and stuff, you go and buy a pack of 5 and you do your samples and stuff and you think, oh yeah, that's great, it looks nice. And then you're like, hang on, I need to do 60 invitations.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
they're £3 a pack. Whereas if you make your own, you've got a lot more. Right, this next one. Love this one.
I'm really excited for this one.
Credit to Rebecca and Natalie. It kind of amalgamated this one this morning.
Definitely.
Again, one of those things that I'm sure we've all done in the past, but you forget about. So, it's a 2-parter. So it's remembering that you can die cut out of lots of different materials as well. So this is like the funky foam that kids use. You get it in kids packs. It's super cheap. You have it in all your craft stores. You can find it in most supermarkets.
You can get it, yeah, and it's always in those sort of like bargain shops as well, discount shops, really cheap
definitely.
as well. Oh, I'm so excited for this one, Kat.
It is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, a really fun technique.
So nothing fancy here. You've seen us do this 100 times, so just through the die cut machine. Just double check that it's cut, which it has absolutely beautifully. And you can see here already, just cutting it out of the foam, something that we don't usually do, you just get a fabulous new kind of, again, something that looks much more like a shop bought item that you've actually made yourself.
Yeah, definitely, like almost like a puffy sticker, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And it's, I think with the baby grow as well, this really, really works.
Yeah.
Now, that's fabulous, but what you can also use this for, have we got an ink pad? We have. Is to create your own stamps from your dies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away the hanger. I've misplaced everything when I put it down now.
You're just so excited to bring us all these tips and tricks.
So we're going to turn this die cut into a stamp. And because we've cut it out of that foam material, it gives it that little bit of bounce and resistance. So on the back, I'm just going to use a little bit of our glue stick, just so we get a little bit of hold onto our acrylic block, but we know it'll peel off lovely afterwards and be easy to clean.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want it permanently on that acrylic block, do you?
No. So we'll pop that down on there. And we'll go in with our ink pad. And again, go in with your ink pad. And even this, if you just colour it with your ink pad and it leaves that resist detail behind. So it's showing the pink underneath and the blue on top. So you could just let that dry as it is and colour it so you've got a coloured embellishment. But the idea that we're doing here now, we're going to turn it into a little stamp. So we're going to pop that down. Get a good press all the way around.
And that's it, isn't it? Like, I don't have a baby grow stamp in my collection, but you know, you don't need one. You can make one out of your dies.
Oh, it's not worked as well as the one this morning.
It never does.
Somebody go and get the one that I put in the bin before, because it went really, really well.
The joy of live TV.
I promise you, the one that I did before was lovely and crisp. Perfect.
Yeah, it looks absolutely
Hence why
stunning.
I was so excited.
sort of giving it a press around those
I
areas.
am. I'm just going to go, because the way this one is die cut, because I've done it on a different machine, it's left it more proud in some areas than others. But again, trial and error.
Well, you've got those two sides, so you can just flip it over and do it again.
It's a little bit better than the first one. I promise you, I feel like I've really failed you now because I set you up, but the one I cut this morning was absolutely stunning. It was pristine, but even that, I quite like it. It's got that kind of
and I think if you
detail.
like put the blue around the sides and made it like a little bit more edgy, I think it would look fine. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a background on the back. I'll post the original one that I did on my page to prove to you that I wasn't lying.
No, she really wasn't. I saw it. It was amazing.
We were so impressed. But then again, you've still got this, let it dry, that you can use as a separate decoration.
Yeah.
So I think that's nearly it. The only other last little hint and tip I wanted to give you was, we've had a really lucky day today where all my die cuts have cut absolutely beautifully.
We have.
But sometimes, like I said, we've talked about using shims and things like that. What I do like to use on the quiet as well, and I'm not telling you this, so don't listen, but instead of cut tidy, I rely on the good old plastic wallet.
Yeah.
They are absolutely fabulous, especially when you're cutting more detailed dies. As we know, they cost absolute pennies. You can cut them down to size and they work exactly the same. So just cut them down to whatever you're needing. And then you can use them however you choose. You can place your die and your card on top so it just cuts into the thing. You can place them inside so it catches all your mess. But I absolutely love them on this live for doing stuff like that. I did ask if it was all right for me to tell you that this morning because I was like, but they've said, no, it's fine, share that. So I hope they have helped inspire you and what you can do with your dies in slightly different ways.
Amazing, thank you, Kat. There are so many hints, tips, tricks, and I love that. Instead of sort of the traditional start to finish demo, you've shown us loads of little mini ones that we can make our own demos with. If you are die cutting, we would highly, highly recommend the 3-in-1 die brush. This is going in our prize rollover box very, very appropriately. And just another couple of bits to leave you with. We are back tomorrow. We've got shows today at 5:15 and 7:30 p.m. Pauline will be on your TV screens with those decoupage rockers, and we will be bringing those for you tomorrow, so stay tuned. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for an hour of your time and company.